Good grief, I've been reaping what I sowed. I ain't been outside in a minute, I've been living what I wrote. And all I see is snakes in the eyes of these. Mama taught me how to read them when I look. Miss me at the precinct getting booked. Fish thick to eating off of hooks. Say you eating, but we see you getting cooked. I don't act hard, I'm a hard actor.
Is an LA-based rapper. His real name I can't pronounce, so I'm not going to even try. He started working under the name Sly Tendencies. He released a mixtape at the age of 16. Another rapper called Tyler, the Creator, who I've heard of, got him to change his name to Earl Sweatshirt, which is just an unusual name for a rapper, so it's instantly memorable, so that's clever. And he joined Tyler's rap group called Odd Future. However, shortly after that, his mother stepped in and refused to let any of the work that he'd done be released and sent him to a therapeutic retreat school for at-risk boys in Samoa. He returned about a year and a half later, and he started to work again with Odd Future, and he started doing his solo work. His first solo album was released in 2013, and he has released 3 more since then. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was the second album by Earl Sweatshirt. It's my first hearing of it, but I have come across him before. In fact, I've reviewed one of his albums before on this series. So I would describe this fairly straightforwardly as being rap and hip-hop. We'll get a bit more into it in a second. I think it's mostly Earl who's rapping. I don't know who the musicians are. There are I believe real instruments involved, at least at some stage here, but there are some samples as well going on here. The backing is quite curious because, as is often the case with hip-hop, it's got drum loops and other stuff. I think the other stuff is mostly keys. As I said, there's some samples, but the kind of uniqueness about it is that it's slowed down, in some cases quite a lot, so it all sounds like it's kind of dragging quite a bit, and it's got this kind of heaviness, not as in heavy metal heaviness, but a kind of weightiness to it. I wouldn't say I found it particularly musically engaging. I don't think I would find it musically engaging if it was at speed. In fact, I probably prefer it slowed down than if it was at speed, but I can't tell. I didn't speed it up on purpose to have a listen. So the rapping is, I think, I always have to say, what do I know about rap? So it seems to me fairly slow, but it's got quite an intense way of delivering. It feels like it's got emotion and gravitas to it. There's quite a few bad words in here, particularly one beginning with N and one beginning with B. The subject matter isn't really kind of full-on gangster stuff, so that's kind of in its favour. In fact, in some ways, the subject matter is something that I thought was a good thing about it, despite the fact that it's quite dark. So there's quite a bit about death and about sadness and grief and that sort of thing. It's not full of bravado. It certainly doesn't seem to have much or any of the traditional "I'm the best rapper and everyone else is rubbish" stuff. There's quite a lot of references to drugs and drinking. I think I spotted some references to violence, but it's fairly coded in there. And so the overall effect is actually quite depressing and melancholy. I believe the title of the album is basically about agoraphobia. I don't know if he actually suffered from that, but it sounds like he's claiming that he did. So it's quite... In some ways, it's quite well done in that it does give this kind of dark, melancholy feeling effective. I would say I'm still not a great fan of it, so I'm referring back now to his other album that I reviewed. I think I probably found it more engaging than the last one. I certainly saw some qualities in it that were interesting, but still I'm not hugely attracted to it. So it's not my favourite kind of thing at all. As always, I would love to know what you think, so please do talk to me through the comments box, and that's it from me for now.
Fresh out the belly of the island into the heart of the city. T and them just hit the road. I had Sage and knocking them with me. I thought the fauna was pretty, so I approached her. My first apartment was really covered with roaches. Was really smoking. Gotta say that as of late, I've been busy with business mostly. Got a tape, catch a wave, now you